when an explosive detonates in a bus, especially in the circumstances that are now those who prevail in Israel and in Gaza. And as passengers have testified to have seen a person, probably a woman, who have laid a suspicious object and then ran away, and then the object explodes. Given all that, I think that you can safely say this is a terror attack. Of course, you have to wait for the police to investigate. That's always certain. But given all the evidence that has been collected so far, this has all the makings of a terror attack, and, which is more, terror groups in Gaza have already claimed responsibility.
So for you, this is indeed Hamas who has claimed responsibility for this attack?
One of the terror groups in Gaza. It is unclear for the moment whether it is Hamas, the Islamic Jihad, or some other terror group.
Sir, Doug Herbert in the studio here. Hillary Clinton on another front. She returned to Israel for follow-up talks. Could you give us a sense of what justified her coming back? Was there any new development or perhaps something new on the table?
Obviously, I can't speak about what's going on behind the scenes. The negotiation is taking place right now. This is a highly sensitive issue, and I can't divulge any details, but you can imagine that if she comes back, then there is a good reason for this. We are engaged and fully committed to diplomatic negotiations as a preferential method to put an end to recent violence, to the flare-up in Gaza. This is our priority, and we hope we will make it. We hope conditions will allow us to reach a ceasefire. This is our priority. However, if that fails, if diplomacy fails, then we will need to use ground troops to put an end to firing missiles on Israel.
Mr. Palmer, it does seem that with an attack like this one, that the ceasefire negotiations are anything but a sure thing. How likely would this possibility of an Israeli ground offensive be? Are you ready to go?
First of all, let's talk about this bombing. I think the bombing just happened. It's premature to speak about any influence it may have on the negotiations or on any political decision, but it certainly doesn't make the task of negotiators any simpler. We are ready to go as far as it takes to put an end to the firing of missiles on Israeli civilians. It's as simple as that. If the firing of rockets stops now, then there will be no counterstrike and no ground operation, no military operation to speak of, as a matter of fact. But if rocket fire continues and diplomatic methods will not succeed and will not prevail, then we will be left with no choice. I mean, something must be done to stop rocket fire. And if that something is not diplomacy, then, there will be no other solution than to use troops.
Yeah, sir, final follow-up question here. Your spokesman, Foreign Ministry, we've heard from some other people that there are divisions within the Israeli government itself. Is the Foreign Minister and the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, are they on the same page in this latest round of violence?
They're definitely on the same page, and let me assure you that all these reports about divisions simply mean this. When there's a discussion, there's a discussion, and each participant in the discussion can present their opinions, and obviously they will not parrot each other, but analyze their views and analyze the situation according to their views. That does not mean that there are divisions. When a decision is taken, it is taken by the Prime Minister and the government as a whole, and all government ministers are committed to that decision. So I have to tell you that, yes, ministers, including the Foreign Minister, are on the same page. When decisions are taken, everyone is committed to them.